Did you ever think that to yourself that I shouldn't be feeling this way and that my life is good or anything? Or
Yeah, I think that I definitely was like, what is wrong with me? I compared myself a lot to my sisters too, and to my friends, and I just was like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like I grew up um, fairly like privileged, you know? I feel like I am getting everything that I wanted. I'm in this place I should be, but I think there was part of me that was like, I don't know, that knew like I don't know if I can handle this. Like I don't know if I have the constitution to handle all of
yeah,
this. You know what I mean? Cuz and I think a lot of that was a lot of the core beliefs we have about ourselves. Like I feel like one of those core beliefs was always that like I'm weak, I can't handle a lot, I get overwhelmed easily, I don't follow through, I'm flaky,
hmm,
and these things were reinforced throughout my like life
yeah,
and so I think part of me was just like that's what's wrong with me. Like I just don't have enough willpower to like I should just be stronger. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then there was also just that uh that I always felt like overly dramatic. Like I remember back, like I don't know if they're still doing this like in high school and middle school today, but I felt like the word dramatic was thrown around a lot
hmm,
towards females specifically. But it's like, oh, you're so dramatic. Oh, you're overly dramatic. Oh, what a drama queen. And I used to just do everything in my power to like prove that not me. I'm not a drama queen. Like I'm not dramatic.
yeah.
I'm a chill girl.
Now, did you ever get that from like your parents or close family members or close friends?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I definitely they didn't know I think they didn't know what to do with all of my big emotions.
Yeah,
Like I think I was always like crying and emoting externally and like very a lot. So I felt like I was always like externally emoting and like really, and so it would just be like there she goes again, you know what I mean? Like there Katie goes again, just like I just felt like I was too much.
yeah,
Um, did you ever feel like that with your family?
yeah. I think kind of a different way in situations and scenarios. Growing up in a Hispanic household, that mental health doesn't exist. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing. I didn't know terminology of what mental health was. I think in Hispanic society and families, it really is, if you have any sort of mental health thing wrong with you, depression, ADHD, really anything, even like very, common things, uh, you were looked at as something is wrong with you,
Yeah.
and kind of outcasted. And so in our family, it was very much, if you're sad, you go outside, you play in the sun, play with your friends, you'll feel better.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to, if there was never an opportunity to really feel any sort of depression. Like if you, like you talked about, not being able to get out of bed for days and things,
Mm-hmm.
it was, they would tell you, get your ass out of bed.
Yeah.
They forced you to, like, just, they thought the sun was the cure to everything,
Yeah.
essentially. Outside, the air, fresh air will cure you.
Wow. Yeah.
And if that didn't, then cleaning will cure you as well. It
Cleaning.
was, very,
Do something
yeah,
about it. Like take
exactly.
action. Yeah. Do you feel like then you like internalized a lot of your emotions
I
then?
think I I think I always knew, even as a kid, that something was not correct in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't normal per se. I specifically remember times where we would go to the doctors, and I would, bring up things to my mom of like, "Hey mom," like I remember specifically wanting to talk about not being able to focus and having trouble reading certain things, and bringing that up to my mom, and my mom specifically shushing me before the doctor came in and said, just tell the doctor you're fine. Don't mention that. So, it was very much, I think I would try to realize it in myself, but then being told to pretend like it's not there and don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Very much then, as I grew up, I just kind of disregarded everything. So, kind
Really
of like you
just
said,
what
a
I'm
lot of
supposed to
things
do.
that I thought were normal, I now as an adult going through my own mental health experience and going to therapy realized they weren't normal. And it's not an everyday thing. So,
Yeah. And you don't have to hide it. Like, you don't
yeah.
have to pretend like something's not there. And the more you do, the more it probably just persisted.
Yeah. Well, and I recall, again, in my early 20s, going through my own mental health journey and finally seeking some answers. Um, Once I told my parents, even aunts, uncles, like, oh, like I'm starting to see a therapist and such, the response I got was, I don't think that's a good idea. You don't need medications, and you're going to be labeled. That's going to be in your record now. People
Yeah.
are going to think that that's what you are. And it was still disheartening of like, well, I had to put boundaries to say, I'm just not going to tell them anything. And I basically told my mom, well, fine. If that's how you feel, then you just don't get to know what's wrong with your son and what I'm going through. And
Right.
it, it just, yeah, I had to put that boundary up of just being like, well, I guess I'm in this by myself with me and my partner, and I'll figure it out myself. So,
Wow.
yeah. So once you finally started to seek your own mental health help with going to therapy and such, how did people react to around you to that?
Um, well, I tried it a few times throughout, but I would say once I finally got serious about um, getting help, which was really not that long ago, like
Mm-hmm.
2021, I think,
Mm-hmm.
is when I finally started to um, take it seriously and be like, I really want to like see a therapist and figure out what's wrong with me,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and I mean, I think that I did have a lot of support for sure. I think that my mom was super supportive. Um, but I also think that our parents tend to think that it's like a reflection of them,
Mm-hmm.
like they're the reason I'm in therapy or something.
Totally.
And it's like I realize that our childhood and upbringing has like something to do with it, but it's also so much more than that. Like so much affects us like in our lives
Yep.
outside of our homes also. You
Right.
know what I
It's all
mean?
the experiences we go through.
Yeah, and it's really like you should be proud that like especially when I went into the 12-step program and was like, okay, I'm getting sober. That's when I got met with a little bit of like, what? Like,
Did people doubt you?
yeah, I mean, I definitely had, they didn't doubt like that I could do it. They doubted that I needed it, which
Oh,
was
okay.
which was a sign to me that I was better than I thought I was at like hiding what was really going on and
Yeah.
how bad it really was. So my family was a lot um, like that might be dramatic. Do you need that? Like, you know? Um, and I also think a lot of people start to think about their like, we're like mirrors for other people. So when we start to be like, you know, maybe I need to get help for this thing, it I mean, I know when I was around other people who were like seeking help for mental health or like in recovery, it made me like look at myself a lot and judge myself a lot and was like, well, what does that say about me? You know, like I'd make it all about me.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend Randy, she was actually, this was a pivotal moment when I went to her and I was like, what do you think about me like seeking help and like getting into recovery? And she was like, I thought she was gonna be like, no, like I'm losing my drinking buddy, or like, I don't know. Um, she was like, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what? Why? She's
Mm-hmm.
like, I just never know what I'm gonna get with you. Like you're kind of a wild card. And like I'm so grateful that I had a friend like that who like she is not afraid to be honest with me at all. And where other people kind of dance around things, she did not. And so like thank God I had somebody like that in my life who was willing to be like, yeah, no, that's a good idea.
I think everyone needs that kind of person in their life of someone that's not going to sugarcoat and not going to say what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm definitely that person in a lot of groups, and it's a lot of times it's people either really love it or they really hate it because they want to just be told what they want to hear. And I, at one point I remember telling friends of when they came to me for certain advice or questions or what I thought about something, I literally would say, because I got so many reactions of, do you want me to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want me to tell you what I honestly think?
Yes.
And there were times where they were like, no, I just want you to be supportive and tell me what I want to hear.
Yeah.
And there were times where they were like, nope, I want you to tell me what you think. And I had to, because I was like, you guys are getting offended with me, but this should be helping you. And just like you said, where you were like, wow.
Well, I will say, like, even when I don't like it, even when I like have gotten mad at someone in the past for something they've told me that was honest, it did help me.
Yeah.
Like later I reflected on it, even if I didn't show them that,
Yeah.
And so I feel like sometimes it's tough to be that person. I'm really bad at being that person.
It's not an easy thing to do.
I tell people a lot of what they want to hear, and I'm working on that, because it's, that people pleasing, don't make waves. Everything needs to be like perfect and good and like easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've learned to ask people as well, like, okay, are you venting or do you want suggestions? Because sometimes they're like, no, I do not want you to give me advice right now.
Right. What was the biggest lie that your anxiety convinced you was true?
That I'm not good enough, that everyone hates me and everybody's talking about me whenever I'm not there.
Yeah.
I will still fall into that trap sometimes, and I'm like, ooh, something's going on. Like, do I need to take some alone time for my peace, or do I need to, I need to take a step back and do something here, because why am I starting to feel like this again, where I don't know, like, it's also very selfish, because nobody is like just everybody's talking about me when I'm not there.
Yep.
Like, oh, they're all thinking about me. They're all like paying attention to every little thing about, it's like very much like me. And actually, like, the steps in recovery are what like showed that to me, that like, actually, that's really like self-absorbed, that you think people are thinking about you like that. But I will say, like, the biggest lie is just that, like, I'm not good enough, and that everyone hates my music, and
Yeah.
What about you?
I think for me, I think it kind of ties back to my family needing us to look normal in every aspect. And so I think anxiety for me, it was having that thought of you telling myself, like, I need to act a certain way, and like, no, you're fine, you're okay, you're fine, when I wasn't fine.
Yeah.
And that constant lie to myself of like, no, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, you're fine. And like literally having an internal battle inside my own self of like,
you're fine, no, you're not, yeah, you are.
Exactly. Of like, I don't think that's right, but like my brain's like, nope, pretend like it's fine, like literally just tell myself, pretend it's fine.
Yeah.
Because then it's my mom's voice in my head of, no, you're fine, shh, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
yeah. Oh, wow.
Hi, guys. If you enjoyed this content and you yourself are struggling with any sort of mental health or any sort of substance use addiction, feel free to reach out to Access Integrated Mental Health or at accessmh.com.